Hello and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras here with ILTV's Morning Briefing.
It's now been 40 long years since the Iranian Revolution and 444-day hostage crisis that gave way for the modern Iran. And to celebrate, Iranian President Hassan Rouhani is announcing that Tehran is beginning to inject uranium gas into over 1,000 nuclear centrifuges at the Fordow facility. Before now, the centrifuges spun empty as per the 2015 JCPOA deal. But this is just the latest in a series of antagonistic actions and withdrawals from international agreements. In fact, just the day before, Tehran announced that it'd also be doubling its operational number of IR-6 centrifuges, and Iranian leaders have stated that they will continue to push the boundaries until the US and European powers cave into their demands. Tehran has also been blaming the United States and Israel for the protests in Iraq and in Lebanon. The United States is accusing Iran of nuclear extortion, however, with the State Department saying that Iran has no credible reason to expand its uranium enrichment program, and that the U.S. will continue to impose maximum pressures on the regime in Tehran. Similarly, the State Department's new report on terrorism, published Friday, again confirms that Iran is still the world's worst state sponsor of terror, and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed never to let Iran develop nuclear arms. But with regional borders breaking down and the future uncertain, it seems everyone in the Middle East will have to remain on their toes. At the crack of dawn Wednesday morning, roughly 200 Jewish riders from all around the world came together near Beitar Illit in southern Israel. And for the next 5 days, they'll be snaking their way around some of the most awe-inspiring landscapes the Holy Land has to offer. Now, the 16th annual Israel Ride is a fundraiser for peace, sustainability, and environmentalism in the Middle East. And it includes options for both recreational and experienced cyclists as riders journey through the Gaza periphery, the Negev Desert, and the Romon Crater before finally concluding in Eilat near the Red Sea. Also, last year, the organization raised over $5 million for charity organizations Chazon and the Arava Institute. But this year, they hope to top that record. Chazon creates sustainable Jewish communities while also running retreats and educational programs. Then the Arava Institute focuses on environmental studies and regional cooperations on sustainable living between Israel and its Arab neighbors. But regardless, check out the annual ride next year for your chance at seeing Israel in a wholly new way. Pork in Israel. It's not often on the table, but new laws about pork imports seem to now be taken care of under the table too, as Israeli lawmakers have quietly changed the regulations on pigs. You see, as of now, all pork and lard product imports will require a kosher certificate in order to be allowed into the country. But that's a de facto ban because kosher pork is an oxymoron, as pork is forbidden as not kosher by definition. The move is angering many in the secular and non-Jewish communities of the country, however, because while non-kosher meat imports have been banned since the early 90s, there have always been concessions that have allowed for the import of some pork parts and seafood. Also, pig farming is forbidden in Israel by and large, except for in Christian communities where the people do not have these restrictions, which further limits the stock. While Knesset member and Blue and White Party number 2 Yair Lapid says that if his party is able to form a coalition, he will cancel the regulation as soon as possible, adding on Twitter that, "Dear Israeli government, get out of our plates." The votes are in, and Israel is officially considered number 15 out of 20 in the top 20 countries in the world to travel to. Or at least that's what the readers at CONDE NAST said when ranking countries in terms of top places to visit in 2019. Israel scored 89.54%, coming in one spot before Colombia and one after Tanzania. For us, though, it's no wonder why people would love to come, especially as having some of the top-rated hotels in the Middle East doesn't hurt either. In fact, in another report from CONDE NAST, 4 Jerusalem hotels were ranked in the top 15 list as well, including the David Citadel Hotel, Mamila, the Waldorf Astoria, and the King David. The other hotels in the list are in the UAE, Qatar, and Oman, though. But at any rate, Israel's popularity shows, as recent reports say tourism in Israel is up by 10% from 2018. And Israel's Ministry of Tourism says that Israel is a leading tourism destination and that digital marketing campaigns have been successful in new markets and are the reason that Israel has broken records in tourism 2 years in a row.
All right, that's all for now. Follow us on Facebook at Israel English News and, of course, on Twitter at ILTV News. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.